So good day, ma'am. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Marinina Linogon from BS Education, major in English 2B. And I'm now going to discuss the concept of the topic of our two reporters last meeting. So the first reporter is Ma'am Farhani Maruhom with the topic of communications and its elements. So what is communication? So what I as of what I have learned, communication is the connection of person to another person. It is the exchanging of words, thoughts, ideas, and information from person to another person. So, for example, me, I am communicating with you through this video, and I am sending this information or my ideas through this video. So that is one of the example of communication. So there are four types of communication: the verbal, non-verbal, written, and visual communication. So first is the verbal communication. This is what we usually do when we are communicating to a person using our vocals, using our words, using our mouth. And it is the, for example, I'm talking with my friends like, hi Han, how are you? Where are you going? Okay, bye. So in that, I am using my I am using my voice, and also I am using my hands. That would be connected to the second type of communication, which is the nonverbal. Because nonverbal communication is when you are talking to somebody or to someone using the hand gestures, using your eyes, or um, touch. When you are touching somebody and you are having a connection, like, okay, okay, gets like that. So that is the example of nonverbal communication. So the third one is the written communication. So one of the most common example of written communication is brochure. Brochure is what we usually see when some companies, business, they are advertising their products or their company through brochure. So one of the example, I have the brochure here, and as we can see, it is just a piece of paper, but it has a lot of message that we can absorb, and we can know about the message of the brochure or this paper through written communication. So that is one of the example of written written communication. So the last type of communication is the visual communication. So one of the most common example of visual communication is painting. So with this painting of a painter, you can able to notice, you can able to see the message through painting, you can able to see the emotion of a painter or the story behind the paints. So for the example, one of the most famous paint in the world, of Vincent van Gogh, is the Starry Starry Night. You can able to see the dark and the stars. So the message of this this painting is, even in the darkest night, you can able to see the light. So that is the message of the painting of Vincent van Gogh. So through painting, we can able to see, or we can able to understand the message of it. So the eight elements of communication is the sender, message, encoding, channel or media, decoding, receiver, feedback, and the noise. So the first one is the sender. We all know that there is no communication without the person who starts the communication or who starts the conversation. Sender is the person who starts the convo. And the sender is the source of information or the words to another person. So the second one is message. Message is what was the sender wanted to say, wanted to inform, or wanted to convey to another person. Encoding. Encoding is the process of turning thoughts into communication, media, or channel. Channel of communication is the mean or ways of transmitting the message from the sender to the receiver. It can be face-to-face communication, phone calls, text messages, instant messaging, emails, live chat, or social media. Decoding is translating the message from its signed format into meaning. It means to receive, interpret, and understand an encoded message sent by the sender, the receiver. So of course, if there's a sender, there is also a receiver. The receiver is the one who receives or who processes the message coming from the source or the sender. Um, the receiver is the one who gives his feedback coming from the information of the sender. Feedback, the next element is feedback, which is your response or the receiver's response to the sender. And the last one is noise. Noise is the barrier of the communication or the conversation. So, for the second reporter, Ma'am Wayne Americano, with the title of Models of Communication. So, the first one is the Aristotle model. This model is focused on public speaking rather than interpersonal communication. The speaker is the main concept of it. Speaker plays the most important role in a communication and is the only one who holds the responsibility to influence his or her audience through public speaking. So one of the most common example of it is the politician giving a speech on a rally during an election campaign. So it is the one of the common in now situation. Second one is Berlow's model of communication. So this model includes verbal and nonverbal communication. It operates as MCR or source, message, channel, and the receiver. The example of it is the TV news, newspaper, magazine, and other forms of communication. The Shannon Weaver model of communication. Um, it is called the mother of all models. It says that human communication can be broken down into six key. It is the sender, encoder, channel, noise, decoder, and the receiver. The example of it is if we call someone through phone call and suddenly there is a noise or connection loss as the barrier. So the last one is helical model of communication. The process of communication evolves from the very birth of an individual and continues till the existing moment. So an example of it is a child crying at birth signifies the communication of the child to its parents that he or she is alive. So that will be all. Thank you.